Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cards by Melissa Minor. Today I'm going to be making this adorable llama card with you. So stay tuned, we're going to go through the whole process. But first, let me show you the products that we're going to be using.
All right, this is the Stamps of Life October Fold It Club, and you can see here, this is the llama. So this is the Fold It Club. It consists of an A2 folded die set. It's a shaped card, and then you also get two stencils. You get this little idea card that comes in here, so it gives you some ideas for projects that you can make. And then these are the two stencils that you get. So I love this one. I can see myself using this one a lot. And then this one right here, I have a piece of black cardstock behind it so you can see that you can make little details on your cards with this or on the llama itself. So the only way to get this is to belong in the club.
Okay, the only thing that I've really done off camera is I've went ahead and used the stencils that came in the kit. I used the diamond lines and llama stencil. So I used this stencil here, and I've just cut a piece of the powdered sugar cardstock, and I've used my pineapple ink, and I just set this on here, and I went over that, and I've made the background piece. So that's going to be our background for the card. And then I've taken, oops, if I can pick this up, and then I've taken this little top stencil here that came in the kit, and I've made this little line, and I did kind of swoosh, so I put it on here like this, and then I took it off and placed it on there like that, and I just did that in the black ink. So that's going to be our background piece that we are going to build our card on. And then our background is going to be a 5x7 piece of black cardstock. So I know you can't see it with my background, so let me bring this in. So we are going to just mat our background piece onto a piece of black cardstock. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Okay, so now let's start by going through what we do here to make the cute little llama. So the first thing that I've done is I've used this outline die right here. And I've taken that and I've set it on my guava cardstock, and I've ran this through my die cut machine. And I got this piece right here. So I've got the little llama. So that's going to be my background. And then I took this die right here, and I used the powdered sugar cardstock, and I cut that out in white. So then I've got my white pieces. So it's going to go on here like this eventually. So then I'm going to want to get that little, oh, let's see, what do you call that? Like that little rope, I guess you'd call it. So you want to cut it out again. I just cut out like that little body part. So I took the head and just lined it up about like right here on my cardstock. I did it like this and then ran it through my die cut machine. And I did that in the kiwi cardstock and got a little piece of the head. So I'm going to set the body aside. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take our scissors, and most of it comes apart like this, but we're just going to snip. And then I want to keep most of these pieces together. So I'm just going to snip here. And then I'm going to snip here. So that piece came off. And then this little piece, it's barely hanging on. So just a little cut there. So then this is trash. So then what I like to do is I like to layer it on top of these pieces. So this is the piece that I just cut off here. Let's see. I just cut this off. How did this go? Oh my goodness. Do I have it upside down? Oh, here we go. I know it was on here. And then this one broke in half, it looks like. But that's okay. I can still use that. So we're just going to glue that on there. All right, so I'm going to get my glue. I'm going to get my glue gun, and I'm just going to put a little thin layer of glue along here. Just along the where I'm going to glue that in. That breaking right there kind of threw me off for a second. And it lines up perfectly, so you'll know where to put it. And then this one, we'll just line this one right up, and you can't even tell. So we got that on there. Let me hold that up so you can see that. So there you go. And then the head has another little piece that we need. So I'm just gonna snip that off. And then again, I just snip these couple little pieces. And then I'm gonna use my tweezers to pick this one up. And I'm gonna get my glue back out, and I'm gonna put this right here. Okay. All right. So we got that done. And so the next thing I want to do is I wanted to bring in, I wanted my tail in black. And so I went ahead and used I just cut out the very tail end of the llama. And you can see here's just I just ran, where'd the die go? Here it is. I just ran the very end part of the llama, so I didn't have to cut out the whole piece. I mean, you could. And I just got that very little end piece, and so I could get the tail. And again, you just kind of snip away. This one kind of tears away. And then I'm gonna glue the tail on. And it just matches right up. Okay, so we got that one. And I'm gonna do this on a piece of the guava so you can see better what I'm doing. And then the next thing I wanna do is you could cut out the black hooves if you wanted to, but I found that just using a pen, I actually have a Sharpie, and it worked just fine. You couldn't even tell. So I just went with my Sharpie kind of underneath where that little black line was. And I'm just coloring that in. And you want to be sure to get like the very edges or you'll see the little white sides of the paper. And so, like I said, you could cut the cardstock here and glue that on, but I think this black Sharpie worked just as well. And it's such a small area. Okay, let me hold this up here and make sure I got everything. Yep, that looks good. Okay, then the next thing that I want to do is I want to bring in a little bit of color. And so I want to bring in a little bit of a pink to the face, just to that nose. And so I'm thinking a little bit of the bubble gum. Think of bubble gum. And so I'm just gonna use my ink dauber here and just kind of go over his face just a little bit, just to give him a little color. And then the same thing up on his ears, just a tad bit, just to give it a little bit of color there. Okay, and then the next thing that I want to do is I want to really give the llama some color. And so I'm gonna bring in some of my cloud ink. And so I'm gonna use my cloud ink here. And I'm just gonna go around the edges. And just kind of give this guy a little dimension. And I actually want to get a little bit on the body. So I'm going to put a little bit of cloud on the body. Like so. And then I want to do the same thing to the head. And it's okay to go over the ears again. I really want to get this fur part. Okay. So I really like the way that's looking. A little bit more on the body here. And on the face. Probably can barely see this on camera. Cloud ink is kind of faint anyway, so oops. I gotta get the tail. Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna get down here a little bit. All right. And now I think I'm ready to glue. Oh, next I want to do my face just a little bit. So I'm gonna grab, this is a black La pen. So this is a journaling pen that I like to use with my scrapbooking. And I'm really just going to trace the little indentation lines that are already there. And I'm going to do that again for the nose and the mouth. Hopefully my head's not in the way, okay. And there we go. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue my llama together onto the body. Now I think I can move the cardstock out of the way so you can see the llama. Move this up into frame. So we're just going to kind of offset this llama. So let me get a little glue on here. There we go. Kind of equal border all the way around. And then I'm going to glue the head on. Isn't that so cute? Oops, I need a little bit more glue right here. Okay. Oh my. This glue, I really like it. It's the, I believe it's Nuvo glue. I was using the art glitter glue, and the art glitter glue, if you use it, when you stick something down, it goes immediately. The Nuvo glue, you got just a little bit of time to wiggle things around. Okay, so next I want to work on the little blanket that goes on the llama. So I want to show you, I did this off camera, but I want to show you how you do it. So I went ahead and made mine, but I do want to show you how you can do this. And it is really easy, so I don't want you to be intimidated. So let me get some of these pieces out. You're going to do it just like I did on these other ones. So for example, you're going to take a base, kind of like we did with the llama. So you have the base, and then you're just going to start taking layers. So if I want that bottom layer, if I want that to be orange, I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to snip off the very outside edge. And then I'm gonna add glue to the outside edge of my piece. I keep one of them intact and then use that to build it on. And so everything just lines right up. So then I've already got an orange layer. And then you just keep going. Each layer you keep building on. And so I have more pieces in my little bag here. So then if I want the next layer, let's say I want the next layer to be blue with pink dots. Okay, so let me glue the blue with the pink dots layer. So then I would just, and what I did to get the multiple colors, like the colors with the dots, is when I ran this die right here through my machine, I actually did 2 layers at a time. So I would put the guava and the kiwi together. I layered them too thick and then ran the die through the machine. And then I did 2 more colors and ran it through. So I did 4 colors total. And then, so I just ran it through my machine 2 times and I got 4 little pieces. So that's how I ended up getting the little blanket. And like I said, you just saw me, look. I've almost got another little blanket done. It really takes no time at all to make the blanket, and it looks like you went through a lot of work. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the blanket on. I think there's a fancy name for this. My boyfriend Dale was telling me what it's actually called, but I can't remember. He might have been making up a word, but if anyone knows the name of the llama blanket, leave it in the comments below. He might have actually been giving me the right name. Okay, then, okay, I think this is really cool. So this die right here, let me show you this die. This die. At first when I saw this die, I was like, what in the world is this? That is actually to make the fur. So let me show you this. See this? You can make your llama have fur. So I've already cut out some of these. These are super tiny. Okay, so I've got those on a cardstock. So what I did for this is I just went around and put like a couple specks of glue down. And then I'm like, okay, that's where I'm gonna take my tweezers and glue these little pieces down. And so wherever they end up kind of on that glue, you just try to get them the right way. I mean, they're super tiny, but they really add a whole lot to the card. I mean, those are so cute. So don't forget to add your fur. Okay, got a couple more pieces of fur here. See, this card's really coming together pretty quickly. Oh my, if you can hold on to the pieces. Okay, there's a piece of fur. And then I've got a couple more. This one, and then let's see if I can get one more on here. And then this one. And then I'll just let that glue dry. Now that glue will dry clear. You know, I've got one more already cut. I might as well put that on there. Let's put it back here. Okay, so let me hold this up so you can see it. I mean, the glue has to dry. Isn't that so cute? I love that. That would look really cute on sheep too. But that's on the llama. Okay, so then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I think I'm ready to go ahead and start putting more of the card together. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue the panel that I used the stencil on onto the black cardstock. So I just did this, I believe, 1/8 of an inch shorter or smaller onto the black. And then while this llama is drying, let me this little die right here, So this little flower die, I want to add some little embellishments up here to the top of the card. So I did go ahead and cut these out. Let me see if I can get them. I like to store them in these envelopes. So let me see if I can get some of these pieces out of here. And I'm going to stick them on this little piece of cardstock if I can. Oops, I thought I had two stuck to my finger. And so I cut these out. Let me see what color of orange this is. I don't have it labeled, but I love this bright orange color. And let's see. One more here. Okay. So with these, I'm going to use, again, I'm going to just set my glue down. Let's see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to do 1, 2. Let's just start gluing some down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks good. Okay. So I'm going to add the little, I don't know, they're little flowers, but they could be little lights. I mean, they're on the little twinkling lights. And I know that glue kind of oozed out there, but it will dry clear, so I think it'll be okay. I'm still getting used to this new glue gun that I have. Perfect. Okay, and then to even dress this up just a little bit more, I'm going to add some stickles. So I have the sea glass stickles, and I think this matches the blue that I have here. And I apologize, I didn't write down what color that is. It's one of the blues. My labels, so I like to store my cardstock in these folders, and my labels, they've been coming off. So not all of my cardstock is labeled. So I know I have guava and kiwi, and then I have an orange and a blue, and the labels fell off. So I apologize, I don't know what colors those are. All right, so let me go ahead. I probably should do this on a little piece of scratch paper just to make sure it's coming out well. Okay, and it is. So then I'm just going to add a little drop in the center of each of these just to give it a little bling. That's so cute. Perfect. And I don't know if you can see that on camera because it is tiny. Let me see if I can lift this up. So can you see how much that adds? It's really cute. All right, and then the next thing I want to do is I wanted a title, and the Stamps of Life has a couple titles, but I didn't have the stamp. So they do have a die from, I believe this is called Llama to Stamp. I didn't have the stamp, but I have the die. And so there's this die on here that says no problema. No problema. But I didn't want my card to say no problema. So I'm just going to cut this apart. And let me see if I can do this on camera. So I just wanted the word llama. So I'm going to cut the words off of here, and I probably have to trim it up. I don't really want no prob. I just wanted the word llama because I wanted to say llama. There, I like that. Let me cut off this little chat on the M. Oh, now I've kind of butchered my M. Let me just square that off maybe. There we go. So now it just says llama. And I want to glue that down. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue my llama down first. So we've got our llama. So let's glue the llama on the card. And you know, I have these little pieces left over from this card. And so I can actually put these little pieces back in my little envelope where where I store my die. And this is where I store my my stencils, and then I can actually put the die in here. And so when I'm ready to get this out again, I have everything in the envelope. Okay, so let's glue the cute little llama down. He is so cute. She is so cute. Oh goodness, and this is why you shouldn't do stickles before the very end. I got my finger in that one, but it didn't really smear, so let me just stick that back on there. Okay, and I got my llama on there, and the llama's straight, so that's good. And then, so I wanted it to say, llama just say. Have you ever heard that? Like people with a thick accent, llama just tell you. So I wanted to say, llama just say thank you. And I didn't have a stamp for that. So I did use my printer. I just printed it. I just put cards. I just brought up a Word doc or a Pages doc on my Mac computer. And I printed off just say thank you. And I loaded cardstock into my printer. And so I want to just mat these. So let me cut these apart. So I'm just going to, let me bring this guava cardstock back in so you can kind of see, and I can kind of see. So I got that kind of close. So I'm just gonna glue this down. I'm just gonna mat it. And I'm gonna do the same thing to this other one. Llama just say thank you. And I could have probably used a stamp or a die or something for thank you on the inside, because I do have stamps and things that say thank you, but I really wanted it all to match. So since I already was using my printer, I just thought, okay, I'll just do it in the same font so that everything matches. And I just cut that crooked. Okay, not too bad. Llama just say. And then I need to cut this one out. It's kind of hard to cut this black on this black mat, and my lighting isn't great right now. I wish I would have done this earlier when I had better daylight. Okay. So, oops, I think this needs to be trimmed just a little bit. So I think this one may be just a little bit more trimming it. Llama just say thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this down. Try not to get my fingers in the stickles again. Brush a little bit of glue. I probably should have used an adhesive sheet. If you have adhesive sheets, that would have been great for the llama. So the word llama. Oh, I love that. And then llama just say. And then thank you. And then the only thing I have left to do is to glue this down on a card base, but I will wait to glue this down on a card base once my stickles dry. So I've now got the 2 cards. So leave me a comment down below if you found this video helpful. And if you are not already a member of the Stamps of Life Fold It Die Club, you can only get this die through the Fold It Club. If you're not already a member of the Fold It Club, I will have a link down below in the description box. If you use my link, you will receive 500 bonus points that you can use to shop in their store. I also will receive 500 bonus points, and that just helps me out. I really appreciate you watching and liking and sharing my content. It just helps me out and helps my little channel grow. So thank you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.